Hello, welcome to Wikifiends. I'm your host, Joe.
I'm David.
And we have a special guest tonight, Dave's friend, John.
Hey.
Hey, John.
What's going on, dude?
Oh, not much. Good to have you on the show tonight. We're going to have a short show tonight. We're going to do one topic each. So let's just jump right into it.
Let's go.
All right. So I guess I'll go first. My topic is Caganer. Are either of you familiar with this?
No.
Caganer is a figurine depicted in the act of defecation, appearing in nativity scenes in Catalonia and neighboring areas with Catalan culture, such as Andorra, Valencia, and northern Catalonia in southern France. It is most popular and widespread in these areas, but can also be found in other areas of Spain, Portugal, and southern Italy.
I've heard of this, I think.
Okay, the name El Caganer literally means the crapper or the shitter. Traditionally, the figure is depicted as a peasant wearing the traditional Catalan red cap, or barretina, and with his trousers down, showing a bare backside and defecating. Alright, now here's the tradition section. In Catalonia, as well as in the rest of Spain and in most of Italy and southern France, traditional Christmas decorations often consist of a large model of the city of Bethlehem, similar to the nativity scenes of the English-speaking world, but encompassing the entire city rather than just the typical manger scene. This pesebre is often a reproduction of a pastoral scene, or a traditional Catalan masia, or farmhouse, as the central setting with the child in a manger and outlying scenes. Another variant is to make the setting oriental, with the wise men arriving by camel and the figures dressed accordingly. The Caganer is a particular and highly popular feature of modern Catalan nativity scenes. It is believed to have entered the nativity scene by the late 17th or early 18th century during the Baroque period. Eminent folklorist Joan Amades called it an essential piece and the most popular figure of the nativity scene. Can also be found in other parts of southwestern Europe, including Murcia, the region just south of Valencia, Naples, and Portugal. Now let's see what we have here. Explanations. Possible reasons for placing a figure representing a person in the act of emptying his bowels in a seed which is widely considered holy include: the Caganer, by creating feces, is fertilizing the earth. According to the ethnographer Joan Amades, it was a customary figure in nativity scenes in the 19th century because people believed that this deposit symbolically fertilized the ground of the nativity scenes, which became fertile and ensured the nativity scene for the following year, and with it the health of body and peace of mind required to make the nativity scene, with the joy and happiness brought by Christmas near the hearth. Placing this figure in the nativity scene brought good luck and joy, and not doing so brought adversity.
It still seems sacrilegious, though.
Well, it touches on here, that part. As to the charge of blasphemy, as Catalan anthropologist Miguel Delgado has pointed out, the grotesque, rather than a negation of the divine, may actually signify an intensification of the sacred. For what could be more grotesque than the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, a bloody public torture and execution, as the defining moment in the story of Christianity? I think that's sort of like... I got the first part of that. To me, it's more of like it heightens, like by comparison, it heightens sort of the divine of the birth of Christ by showing, in comparison, something very earthly, a person defecating. Now, here's another explanation. Many modern Caganers represent celebrities and authority figures. By representing them with their pants down, the Caganer serves as a leveling device to bring the mighty down. Here's another explanation. The Caganer was the most mischievous and out-of-place character of the Pesebre's otherwise idyllic landscape. He was the other, with everything that entails, and as the other was accepted, in a liberal vein, as long as he did not aim to occupy the foreground. The Caganer represented the spoil sport that we all have inside of us, and that's why it is not surprising that it was the most beloved figure among the children, and above all, the adolescents, who were already beginning to feel rather like outsiders at the family celebration. And that line comes from Auguste Pons. Here's another line. The Caganer is a hidden figure, and yet is always sought out like the lost link between transcendence and contingency. Without the Caganer, there would be no nativity scene, but rather a liturgy. And there would be no real country, but just the false landscape of a model. It's funny.
So it's just always this guy. It's the nativity scene. You got baby Jesus, the three kings, Mary and Joseph, and then a guy shitting in the corner.
Well, you have to remember in these pesebres, I guess they're called in Catalan, and I guess most of Spain. It's not just the manger; it's the whole city.
Right.
So the Caganer could be way off, on the other side of town shitting. But part of the fun of the Caganer is that you find him out, sort of like a Where's Waldo.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, John?
I'm sorry, I kind of lost you. Did you say bareback somewhere?
No, he's bare ass. Like, this guy is in the nativity scene, and his ass is bare. And he's
there's a little picture of him. He's a little figurine. He's got his pants pulled down, and there's a little coil of feces at his feet that he presumably just shit out of his ass.
This is a Roman Catholic invention, right?
It's specifically a Catalan invention. Catalonia being an area of Spain, I believe, having their own language that's distinct from Spanish.
But are they Catholic?
Right. But they're big-time Catholics, right?
They are Catholic. And it goes on to say, the practice is tolerated by the Catholic Church within the areas where the Caganer is popular. Although the tradition generally has popular support, opinion is divided as to whether or not it is wholly appropriate, and not all nativity scenes in Catalonia include Caganers.
So, okay. It's
I got that same decree from the Pope. All nativity scenes have to be depicted with a face down and a butt up.
Well, all right. Well, I'll let that stand. I'll go on to traditional versus modern portrayals. The traditional Caganer is portrayed as a Catalan peasant man wearing a typical hat called a baratina, a red stocking hat with a black band. And at least since the 1970s, the figure of a traditional Catalan peasant woman was also included, wearing a long black hairnet. So I guess it's like a man. Starting in the 70s, there was a man and a woman shitting somewhere in the nativity.
Gender equality.
Yeah. Now, it says here, the Catalans have modified this tradition a good deal since the 1940s. In addition to the traditional Caganer design, you can easily find other characters assuming the Caganer position, such as nuns, devils, Santa Claus, celebrities, athletes, historical figures, politicians, Spanish royalty, British royalty, and other famous people past and present. Just days after his election as U.S. President in 2008, a pooper of Barack Obama was made available.
I see.
Jesus.
Now, see, I'm going to just say it right now. I totally get the argument that, by showing the base, it makes the holy seem more holy, but I don't buy that justification. It was totally just shitting guys are funny.
Yeah, it just seems like a funny thing that's funny, and it seems like all the other stuff is just, coming up with
rationales, yeah.
But also a bit like the anti-Barney humor response that the San Diego Chicken had, the very intellectual response to something just base.
Yeah.
But I tend to enjoy this more than I did that Barney response.
Well, what's not to like about a guy who's shitting?
Well, there's a lot not to like in real life, but I guess as a little figurine, it's much more enjoyable.
I wonder if the Pope has an email address.
I
mean, you would think so, right?
I believe it's admin@vatican.com.
yeah.
Is that where you forward all of your messages to Jesus?
Why do you desecrate the name of Jesus by allowing this, Pope Francis?
By allowing this Caganer to shit all over his message.
I guess it's not like he's shitting in the manger. He's like literally in like another building, like
he's removed from the holy stuff. He's off somewhere else. Now here's a controversy in Barcelona. In 2005, the Barcelona City Council provoked a public outcry by commissioning a nativity scene which did not include a Caganer. The local government was reported to have countered these criticisms by claiming that the Caganer was not included because a civility ordinance had made public defecation and public urination illegal, meaning that the Caganer was now setting a bad example. Many saw this as an attack on Catalan traditions. One writer of a letter to the editor asserted, "A nativity scene without a Caganer is not a nativity scene." A second writer offered a win-win solution. I really like this. He suggested including the Caganer, but also placing a figure of a police officer with a pen and clipboard next to him, writing a ticket for the infraction. The writer said this would achieve 3 objectives: respect tradition, comply with the ordinance and educate the public about how it is being reinforced, and finally, demonstrate how important it is to respect the law.
Yeah.
Finally, the head of Parks and Gardens publicly denied prohibiting the Caganer in the first place, saying that it was the artistic decision of the artist commissioned by the city to design and install the pesebre. Following a campaign against the Caganer's absence, called Salvum el Caganer, or Save the Caganer, and widespread media criticism, the 2006 Nativity restored the Caganer, who appeared on the northern side of the Nativity near a dry riverbed.
So it's very...
It kind of lends itself to the concept of immaculate defecation. I guess that's a bad joke, so never mind.
Immaculate defecation.
It's very, very sacrilegious.
Well, like, it's funny, like, if you have, like, a cop, like, arresting him or writing him up, it's kind of, that, like, it's just make a new scene. Like, it's just kind of, like, it's too much.
I have nothing wrong with it, because I think that's kind of funny, also, to have, like, a cop writing a ticket to a guy shitting. But also, I don't think that would happen. Wouldn't you just think the cop would arrest him?
Well,
not
maybe
if he walks on water.
I really want to make this clear for the listeners. It's not Jesus shitting. It's just some guy. Or
shit.
Possibly a president.
I think that it's just people liking their silly fun, you know what I mean? And like all this regional, how dare you disrespect the nativity by not having this guy shitting. It's very it is what it is. You like your juvenile humor with your holy stuff. Like,
now, I could imagine the first person to install or include a Caganer in their scene. Maybe there was an aspect of him that had the idea that, like it was sort of bolstering the divine. But I would imagine for the most part it was just a humorous thing,
But why?
Why is a humorous thing?
No, I mean like cui bono, like who would benefit from that humor?
Who would benefit from what?
Like children, or I guess I don't like.
Yeah,
I guess so. Anyone that finds the idea of someone shitting to be funny. So I guess that would include children and a good amount of adults.
I like how they say that. I like how they said that teenagers identify with it because it's like an outsider. Like, they should have, like, a pimply teenager that's, like, cutting himself in another room, you know what I mean?
That's a little bit too, like, that's less, I mean, everybody shits, right? But not everyone cuts themselves in secret.
That's a good point.
That's true. You know, you got me on that. Like,
that's a good follow-up to that book, Everybody Poops. It would be like, not everybody self-mutilates.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't just have the Caganer role played by one of the three kings or one of the main characters, like, because, you know, why does it's weird, because that character is not mentioned. Like, you know, it's a totally, you know, it's just a regional flavor thing.
Well, I mean, you have to remember, it's not just the manger, it's a whole city, so.
Right.
So I'm sure there's tons of people that are not a part, you know, there's probably some guy selling
like fish merchants and shit.
You know, some guy doing something mundane that's not in the Bible.
Yeah, but that's usually like how it starts and shit. Like people quoting the Divine Comedy as if it was actual scripture.
Right.
People are very base, especially when it comes to religion.
No, I bet like once they made one of those settings where it had a guy shitting, that's like, oh, you're never going to make another one of these again without this. Like, you know, I love this.
Or that, but you'd also have like Midwestern old ladies thumbing through their Bibles looking for
where's that chapter, right? Or
the scripture about the
Caganer. The important, yeah. It's not bad.
That's a good article, man. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Are either of you interested in buying a Caganer for your next Christmas?
Absolutely not.
I'd buy one just for like general principle. Yeah. I mean, I don't need the rest of the nativity. I'll just take the Caganer. Like,
would you have a nativity that's only Caganer?
Yeah, everyone's shitting in the future.
Yeah. It'd be really fun to see like Bart Simpson Caganers or like like Charlie Brown Caganers. You know, like CVS, how they have the ornaments that are like a Star Wars Caganer.
Right.
Like a good stormtrooper or Yoda or something. It's pretty fun. I like it.
It's a good article. You know, I actually think I did see that when I used to work at the party place.
Really?
Doing research on, like, decorations. I think I remember seeing shit like that. All right, so you ready to go to the next article?
Yup.
All right, so my article is about Big Nose George. He was a Wild West outlaw. He is well known for banditry and murder. And most famously, he was made into a pair of shoes after he died. So, I'll just get right to the good part. I mean, he killed 2 law enforcement officers. He's a pretty badass dude. But his claim to fame is the desecration of his remains. So, doctors Thomas McGee and John Osborne took possession of Big Nose George's body after his death to study the outlaw's brain for clues to his criminality. The top of his skull was crudely sawn off, and the cap was presented to a 15-year-old Lillian Heath, who was a medical assistant to one of the doctors. Heath became the first female doctor in Wyoming and is said to have used the cap of his skull as an ashtray, a pen holder, and a doorstop. A death mask was also created of Big Nose George's face, and skin from his thighs and chest were removed. The skin, including the dead man's nipples, was sent to a tannery in Denver, where it was made into a pair of shoes and a medical bag. They were kept by Dr. Osborne, who wore the shoes to his inaugural ball after being elected as the first Democratic governor of Wyoming. Parrott's dismembered body was stored in a whiskey barrel with a salt solution for about a year, while the experiments continued until he was buried behind the yard of McGee's office. So... pretty fucked up. Like, these doctors are like fucking sociopaths.
It's pretty it's pretty intense.
Like, what did he do to warrant so much posthumous acclaim for his skin?
I know, like, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess he was a bandit, he was a bad dude, but, like, But there's this. I love articles like this on Wikipedia because there's a lot they don't like clarify. Like, what is this tannery in Denver where like a doctor said, "Oh, can you make me a pair of shoes out of this guy's nipples?" And they're like, "Oh, yo, I don't need your life story. You're gonna get the shoes." You know what I mean? Like,
it seems like a thing where it's like it could be like a case of doctors that just want to do that and they're looking for any like any excuse they can to do something like that.
Yeah.
So when a double murderer comes along, it's like, we hit the jackpot.
Did you hear about that guy that does like bronze castings of your asshole in England?
No.
Yes.
I'll have to send you a link.
Yeah, you can. I think you can buy them as like Valentine's Day gifts, right? Like you can give your beloved a bronzed asshole.
How deep does it go though? Like,
it's not
kind
deep.
of an interesting process. It's pretty surface deep, Dave. You're thinking into this way too much, bro.
It's not like they pour molten metal into your anus. It's just like it's more surface work.
I'd imagine the trick is to get the plaster in and out before it gets too warm.
Oh God. Plus, like, right? Plaster, like, expands also. I remember there was in a freshman year in a sculpture class, a girl made a cast of her chest, and it like almost was an emergency because it hardened and constricted around her chest and started to crush her.
Jesus Christ.
But then it was also nice because she made a mold and then made a cast, made a mold from the cast, and then it was nice because you got to see her breasts.
I think I kind of remember that.
I don't know. She's cute.
Oh yeah, she was very cute and she was very tall also. I don't know if you guys would be into her, but I thought she was cute.
A double bonus for me, bro.
You into tall girls?
Yeah, I'm trying to breathe the short out of my race.
Medium height.
She's tall and thin.
But the beautiful ones always make you lose your mind.
Yeah, that was, it's crazy. I how many beautiful girls were in college, and it's like I wasted all my time there.
Did you go to school with Dave?
Yeah, Dave and I are college chums.
We used to
We're not just talking about any old kind of college dame.
No, it was art school. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave and I.
Say it, Dave.
What weren't you gonna say? Oh, that it was art school. All right.
What you got, John?
What do I? I don't have shit, dude.
Oh, you don't have that?
I'm setting in projects right now in the parking lot. I don't know.
Do you want me to
read? Have Wi-Fi here.
Do you want me to read the Toyota? Yeah.
You read it by way of Zone 6 for us, bro.
I will.
What is the article you're doing?
Toyota production system.
Oh, yes. I know this very well.
All right. So, yes. Didn't they use this at a job you were at?
I've used this at multiple jobs I've had.
So the Toyota production system is an integrated technical system developed by Toyota that compromises its management philosophy practices. The TPS organizes manufacturing and logistics for the automobile manufacturer, including interaction between suppliers and customers. This system is a precursor of the more generic lean manufacturing method. Originally called just-in-time production, it builds on the approach created by the founder of Toyota and his son. The principles underlying the TPS are embodied in the Toyota Way. So I'll just go over the core goals. It's about eliminating waste reduction. So the waste of overproduction, the waste of time on hand, waste of transportation, waste of processing itself, waste of stock at hand, waste of movement, and waste of making defective products.
There's like an interesting anecdote to this, or at least I thought so when I was a young man. They tell the story about how Toyota fan came to America in the 50s, and he wanted to see how they were making these big bad Fords. So he went to the Ford plants in Michigan, and he was less than impressed. But he went to a supermarket, and he noticed that like if customers wanted a Coca-Cola, they could just, take a Coca-Cola off the shelf, and then later on that night the stock boys would replace it. And he's just like, yo, this is how our factories should be working. So he implemented like this fascist system in all of his goddamn factories. And I don't know if it's still a fact, but I mean, I think at some point Toyota was like the biggest company in the world. So like all these American companies in the past few decades have been implementing it to less than desirable results. It's pretty funny though if you ever work for one of these jobs.
I mean, I guess that is like this lean manufacturing. Like it's like he kind of pioneered it, like that way of doing it to not waste.
It's like a built-in paradox that they didn't consider as far as Western thinking is concerned. Yeah, it sounds good on paper.
Right.
Like I guess the main principle is like the elimination of waste.
Right.
In lean production. So.
You're like... Yeah, the main objectives were overburden, which is called Marie, inconsistency, Mara, and to eliminate waste, Muda.
But it's like, I had this job once, and we were building exhaust systems, like the mufflers and shit under your cars. And it's funny because they consider like inventory waste. So there's like no inventory on hand. Like if you need a complete exhaust system, you have to build it right then and there. But like they don't factor in like, hey, just shit goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like equipment and shit breaks down. Mm-hmm. Forklift drivers get drunk. Maintenance men pass out in their cars. And, like, we as the employees on a grassroots level, like, don't give a shit. So it's like, yo, you don't want us building shit nonstop around the clock? Okay. You just twiddle your thumbs for fucking 8 hours. It's a brilliant system. I was really into it.
It says one of the right process will produce the right results. Rule 3, level out the workload. Hajunka. Work like the tortoise, not the hare.
That's what I mean. Like, they would tell you this shit in orientation. They would read all those Japanese words, like Buddha and Bible. But, like, to a bunch of fucking Midwestern high school dropouts, you might as well say text all night on your job. And that's what we did. So funny.
I don't know, did they ever, like, you ever work a job that had, like, a real, like, systematic approach like this? I don't think I ever did, actually. It's such
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They talk about, like, standardized work, where they basically tell you, like, how to do every step of the job. But you have to put it in a perspective. The Toyota production system, if you apply it to, like, I guess a McDonald's,
Yeah.
It would literally be the equivalent of you coming in and ordering a Big Mac, and then me telling Joe to go outside and slaughter a fucking cow, and then, you know what I'm saying, make the hamburger right then and there for you. It's so ridiculous. But they swear by it.
Well, fresh hamburger.
Just in time.
I know, right? Fresh exhaust systems for everyone.
This is kind of interesting. Like, one of the concepts in it is this shit, Jidoka. It's automation, but automation with a human touch. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
I do like things like that.
We got a lot of retarded principles. No offense to retards.
No, but like, is this true about the teamwork? One of the core principles is respect for people. We respect others and make every effort to understand each other to build mutual trust. Like, is that accurate?
Yeah, it's pretty true.
Did you work at Toyota, or is it just the company that employed the Toyota method?
I worked at a company that did, like I said, like the exhaust systems, and then we would send them to Toyota.
Okay, so it was four actual Toyota products, so it wasn't just like...
Right. You get these subsidiaries and shit, which kind of lends itself back to the absurdity of the shit. Like, if the system is so complete, so absolute, why do you need to buy... You know what I'm saying? Why do you need to outsource?
Yeah. Well, you would think if they're outsourcing, they wouldn't want to make things like made to like you'd think they'd want inventory on hand to just crank them out and not have to like worry about building as orders come in.
It does seem wasteful. It seems incredibly wasteful.
It's tedious and time consuming. Like it's these abstract things that they don't think about, like time. You're wasting time. That's the biggest waste of all. That's all you do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is your opportunity to tell Mr. Henry Toyota what you think. So it's good you're taking advantage of it.
All I'll say is I won't say anything.
No, wait, hold on. So there's 7 things they're worried about wasting, but I believe the 8... Well, actually, the second one is waste of time on hand, so I guess they're violating.
I'm here to tell you, dude, that's the first thing you're going to waste from the time clock to punch-out time, dude.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it would be... 8 would be waste of manpower, waste of, like... waiting maybe for a customer, but waste of your employees' time. Like, that seems like, what are you paying for? Like, why if you're not saving this shit? Like,
I think something else, and I won't drag it out, but it's like this was a system that was like formulated back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Like,
right.
They're not taking into account the composite, I guess, of the modern proletariat, if you will. I guess maybe like when they implemented this shit, like a machine operator took a lot of pride in being like a machine operator.
I see. Like technology is advanced beyond this, kind of.
Or maybe not even so much that, more like on a kind of metaphysical level, I guess, if you will, like an existential level. Like I'm sure like a welder in the 50s was like really into the fact of doing like man work and shit. But like, bro, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Nor do I care about man pride. Like, all I care about is a check.
Right.
So if you're going to pay me to stand around for 10 hours, I sure am going to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's like, it's expecting everyone to understand this and not having to rely on mercenary mentalities, which even then, I'm kind of surprised that's even not a consideration. Like, you know.
Well,
interesting one.
Yep, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, dude.
Not
cool
bad.
Story, bro.
All right. Well.
All right.
Do you want to? We're not gonna do a game or no game tonight?
No, we're already at like 40 fucking minutes practically.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So, you don't want to? You want to play one quick game?
What do you have a game?
I got one quick game.
All right, let's hear it.
I've got list of martial arts.
All right.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna describe a martial art, and then I want you to tell me where it's from.
Okay.
Defendo.
It sounds Latino.
Defendo, a martial art and self-defense system created in 1945 for law enforcement. It's a straightforward defense, unarmed combat. Defendo. Where is it from?
I mean,
somewhere in Europe.
I mean, it's for cops. It's for weaponless defense. I mean, I think the name. I mean, maybe it's like, like, I don't know. The O at the end sounds like that's like romance language. So wait, I'm gonna say somewhere in Latin America.
The correct answer is Canada.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
Was it?
Those fucking pussies.
I like it because it's very straightforward, and then it just adds the O part to it.
Yeah. You just exotify it a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next one?
The next one is Tatib. It's stick fighting, and the name originally comes from the phrase "fan an asa watahib," or the art of being straight and honest through the use of stick.
It's Native American.
Is it? All right, I have no idea. I thought that would definitely be what the fuck is it? I thought that would be like European. Like there's something like French about that. But what is it?
I'll spell it for you. Tahtib.
I don't know.
Maybe Indian.
Yeah. What is it?
It's Egyptian.
Oh, it's Egyptian. Oh, yeah.
That's what I said, Indians.
That's what I said. All right, what's the next one?
Gouging. Now, gouging is characterized by the objective of gouging out an opponent's eye.
Definitely American.
John?
Let me think of the bitchiest country on the planet. Oh, something Eastern Bloc, man. I'll say Ukraine.
There's kind of a Ruski vibe to that. What is it?
It's American.
Oh, yeah, no shit. It's an American
country on the planet.
It's an American word. I mean, the words are perfect.
It says particularly it was particularly popular in the southern colonies in backcountry United States.
Did you say back country?
Yeah, that's what it says. Backcountry.
Oh, back country.
Yeah. Wait, did you think I said bat like a animal?
I said bad country.
It's a common with Batman culture.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Referencing something much more tacky than Batman.
All right, the next one we have is collar and elbow. It's a style of wrestling that features an array of trips, mare/throws, hip locking, shin kicking, pinning combinations, and submissions. Collar and elbow.
This is like Greco-Roman, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say American, but like that sounds like really basic. Like that sounds like antiquity. Like.
Let me give you the. Let me see if I can give you the time period. It is from. Does it say it here? Trace back to the 17th century.
What? That could be European.
England.
Yeah. England. Yeah. Like what is it? Like pugilist and shit. Bugilist.
Well, that would be pugilist.
Jesus, Dave, can you read?
That's a long-standing tradition in Wikifiends, is a Dave saying.
Joe's busted my balls regularly about my pronunciation.
It's not cool, bro. You always read better than me.
So what is it, man? Where's this from?
You guys are pretty close. It's from Ireland.
Ah, okay.
God, why do I not go with my first instincts?
Was that your first one, Ireland?
I swear to God it was, dude.
You probably read this article once before.
I swear I don't read about fighting.
Yeah. I was gonna do this one. I was gonna do this one for the war one, but then I went with presidents because I had that ready to go.
Right.
All right. Pancration. And this one's from antiquity.
This is antiquity?
Yeah. It's an empty hand submission sport with scarcely any rules. So it involves boxing, wrestling, kicking, holds, locks, and chokes.
So it's like early MMA or something.
It says the only thing not acceptable was biting and gouging out eyes.
Well, in that case, it sounds Mesopotamian.
Yeah. It sounds gladiatorial, but I'm gonna bet it's like not Middle Eastern, but like Persian or something like that. Like
pancration.
All right, what is it?
It literally means all of might, and it's from ancient Greece.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. All right, let's do one more. You got one more good one?
I did have one more good one. Let me find it.
Gun fighting.
Let's see here. Sambo.
How's that spelled?
I know this.
Sambo.
S-A...
Oh, it's just so fucking easy. What is that?
It's like Brazilian or something, right? What is this?
It's self-defense without weapons. It's basically what it is.
Bro, I played so much Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I know.
This. What the fuck?
It's like, I bet it's kicks. Is there kicks in this?
It says it sort of stems from judo, jujutsu, and wrestling.
This is like sumo shit. This is more like Street Fighter E-Honda crap.
Okay.
Sambo.
I mean, I think, okay, maybe it's like, I think it's either Brazilian, like South American, or it's like island Asian. Like, it's like from an island in Pacific Asia. What is it?
Well, I'll let you know this. Sambo is an acronym for Samozachita bez Oruziha, and it was developed in the 1920s by the Soviet Red Army. So it's Russian.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah.
Sounded like Decatur to me.
Yeah. Yo, do one more. Do one more in the list column.
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's a pretty good list.
Wait, what character did that shit? Some video game character was a practitioner of Sambo.
Wait, what was the fucking Russian from Street Fighter? The Zagat.
Zangief.
Possibly.
Zangief?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll look
I know who Zangief is. But I don't know any presidential candidates other than Bernie Sanders.
Well, we should do a game where you say the name of a Street Fighter and you guess, like, or you try to guess what their style was or something, or some shit like that. Like,
That's a good one for another time.
Wait, hold on. Fictional fighters in this include Blue Mary of King of Fighters. Oh, Cyrax and Sector used it in Mortal Kombat, the two robots.
Ooh.
I hate those two.
You don't like? I like the nets that Cyrax had. Oh, Zangief. Zangief used a variation of it.
Yeah, Zangief.
I do one more.
Oh, my stand grief.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, here's one more. Lossotok. Lossotok.
My natural inclination is heading towards Native American, yeah.
It says it's loose grip wrestling.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wish you would just say something like bow hunting. Scalping white fellas.
Yeah, are you
I could
leaving
just
out?
say Native American.
You said something about tomahawk, right? I would just, that's obviously Native American.
Or racist baseball nicknames.
All right, what is it?
Losotok. Oh wait, I just lost it. Hold on one sec. Well, it's from Viking. It's a Viking comment. Yeah.
I would have never. Yeah.
It was used by the Vikings over 1,200 years ago. It's an Old Norse term. The style was banned in Iceland for a period of about 100 years before being taken up again recently.
Where did pistol whipping originate from?
Is that a technique?
Who started that shit?
I guess. You know, it is interesting though that the Native Americans, they had the gun stock club.
Oh.
Where it's a club that looks like the stock of a gun, but it doesn't have any gun parts in it. Like, it doesn't have any moving parts. It's because they saw...
Ban the gun club?
What?
Never mind. I forget this is an actual conversation. Oops. I'm sorry, dude. Just edit that shit out.
No, that's fine.
That's all right. It's not most. I'm trying to find a good Native American one for you.
Karate?
Tai Chi?
Yeah. All right, do one more. All right, and then that's it. We're already like almost at an hour, yo. We're like 41, so.
All right, here's Bajan stick licking or stick science. And it says here, licking has a sense of beating, as in to take a licking.
Oh, right. I licked him good.
Yeah. Bajan stick licking.
If you dudes ever invite me back, we need to go out with freestyle.
Well, we kind of are. I mean, we can always do that.
You guys have a guess?
Bajan sounds like a made-up fake word. Like, so I'm gonna say that shit's like American as well.
How about you, John? What do you say?
I'm gonna go with the all-time classic, Japan.
For stick licking?
I can see that, actually.
Well, where else, dude?
Oh, like it's a thing like they're emulating Americans?
Yes.
With an English term? It's from Barbados.
Oh, Barbados.
It says here, it was most likely transferred to Barbados from the Congo-Angola region of Africa during the 16th century.
They don't fight with sticks in Africa. They don't do that there. See, this is why Wikipedia has become known
For
as
bullshit.
shining forth and unreliability.
Well, I don't know, man. We gotta check the reference on that.
They say dudes die of AIDS on Wikipedia, and it's not even true.
Like who?
I can't think off the top of my head, but I know they said it before.
Do you mean because of Wikipedia?
Because what?
No, he said that people his Wikipedia lists people as dying of AIDS and they haven't. Like,
I see. It's not like
They died of other shit.
like Benoit.
Yeah.
Does he have AIDS?
No.
Yeah, he was crippling people, all right.
All right, guys. I think I gotta edit this down as this. We got enough here. This is a good show, though.
All right. To take out the bat, my being a horrible.
You should really just take out all of that Toyota production system shit.
I'll just take out everything. It's like
Leave in the first two and then this end game.
Yeah.
I had no idea it would be so boring. You should just like cut that shit out.
No, dude, like that's how it is. Like it's real boring.
No, that's good though.
Wait,
I'll be 30 this year.
Yeah, I'm already 30.
I hear you, bro.
Dave's gonna be 30 in about a month, right?
See, you're giving
2 months.
Just like giving away fucking birthdays and shit.
I say in about 2 months, and that means people are supposed to guess your birthday.
Yeah, man, too close.
It's not like I told them.
It's not
that
even true. I feel like I know your birthday better than you do, Dave.
No,
it's in July.
See, stop.
And I do know that your ATM password.
Why don't you tell everyone he's a natural blonde?
Now, for the end of the show, we're gonna give our eye color, and we're in our.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Now I know the game's over, but Dave, can you guess where Kung Fu Toa is from?
No.
Kung Fu Toa?
Japan.
No, it's from Iran.
Oh, Iran.
Isn't that weird? It's like they
They just took the word kung fu.
Yeah, and they added another word. It's funny.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, John, for coming on the show.
No problem. It's been a dream, sweet sailor.
Yes, we're your wiki friends, and this has been a good short episode.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.